Sometimes humiliation doesn't scream. It doesn't always come wrapped in betrayal or anger. Sometimes it hides inside a laugh, light, harmless on the surface, but sharp enough to cut deep. I still remember that night vividly. We were at a friend's birthday dinner, a crowded table buzzing with chatter, clinking glasses, and those hollow jokes people tell to seem witty. My wife sat beside me, glowing more than usual, a little too at ease with the attention around her. It began small. Someone made a joke about relationships, about how women eventually settle. And that's when she said it, the line that made everyone stop. She chuckled, lifted her glass, and said, "If anyone wants him, take him. He's too boring to argue with anyway." The whole table erupted with laughter. Everyone, except me. I didn't flinch, didn't say a word. I just watched her revel in the joke until the pride in her eyes faded the moment they met mine. That was when the air changed. She realized I wasn't angry. I was past that. I was done. When the noise finally settled, I spoke, steady, calm, the kind of tone that commands silence. "Funny," I said. "Your ex used to say the same thing, right before he learned that peace is worth more than passion." The room fell quiet. Her smile vanished. The laughter died out. And for the first time that evening, she looked scared. She tried to brush it off another laugh, but her voice cracked halfway through. People glanced between us, uncertain whether to laugh or pretend nothing happened. I didn't give them the chance. I leaned back, as composed as ever, took a sip of my drink, and looked at her like you look at a stranger you used to know. She whispered my name, trying to twist it back into a joke, but her trembling voice betrayed her. I nodded slightly. "No worries," I said. "You were just being funny. Everyone needs a good laugh, right?" The rest of the dinner dragged on like a wake. Her friends avoided looking at me. The clinking of glasses was louder than any conversation. When we finally left, she walked ahead, silent, her heels striking the pavement like a countdown to something inevitable. In the car, she finally spoke. "You embarrass me," she said. I turned to her, eyebrows raised. "Did I? I thought we were just entertaining everyone at my expense." She didn't answer, just stared out the window, her reflection broken by passing streetlights. The drive home was suffocatingly quiet, the kind of silence that feels like it's about to shatter. When we got back, she went straight to the bedroom, shutting the door without a word. I stayed in the living room, listening to the echo of her laughter still replaying in my head. Except now, it sounded empty. Hours passed before I heard the bedroom door creak open. She stepped out, eyes swollen, her confidence gone. "I didn't mean it like that," she said softly. "It was just a joke." I looked at her, not with anger, but with the kind of clarity that comes when you finally see things for what they are. "You meant enough to say it," I replied, and enough to laugh when they did. She sat across from me, hands shaking, searching for words. "You've changed," she whispered. "You're colder now." I smiled faintly. "No," I said. "I just stopped confusing your disrespect with humor." Tears rolled down her cheeks as she tried to explain, talking about stress, pressure, how I'd become distant. But the thing about quiet men is this. When they finally speak, every word hit hard. I told her how every sarcastic remark, every subtle jab, had piled up to that night. How her laughter had been the final brick in a wall she didn't even know she was building between us. When she realized there was nothing left to fix, her voice broke. "Please," she whispered, "don't leave." I stood there, calm, steady. "You already did," I said. "You just didn't notice when it happened." She followed me to the door, shaking, calling my name, but I didn't look back. As I stepped out into the cold night air, I understood something simple. Some people don't lose you all at once. They lose you piece by piece, every time they forget who you are, and by the time they remember, it's already too late.